First impression of the script, I loved it. I thought it was very ambitious for a 4-day shoot.
It's just basically one of those scripts where you're like, first there's flying, there's explosions, there's people burning, and it's like, okay, let's go, let's do it.
Initially I wanted to shoot, have production wrapped in February of 2012. We ended up, due to Fifi's schedule, we knew that we needed to push production back to April. And the film actually is due in June, and Les went ahead and started animating. And the original plan was to shoot first, animate after that, for just getting light correct. We'd have the light reference, we could match it outside. It ended up needing to flip it. Gabe, our DP, had to match the lighting that was generated in our visual effects, rendered in March and late February. So it was cool to have those special effects on the front end, but it was also an added challenge, and we didn't really need a whole lot of those. So we've got Warren McCullough and Corbin Pitts here to play our roles as father and son. It's a flashback sequence that we're shooting. The setting is 1927, and should be a pretty amazing shoot. So let's check it out. Hey, this is Mitchell Chris.
I describe the actors with what's in the background. Anything until the actor walks in and starts talking is our department. So I tell the story without the actors.
We needed a redhead for this shoot. And basically Corbin does not have red hair. So this is Bumble and Bumble red hair powder.
Alright. And settle.
Action.
The biggest obstacle in this whole thing was time with us and location. I mean, we were at one location, but at the same time, we were so constricted with space.
The plane sits to the nose about 16 feet in the air. Of course, a lot of things to make this thing fly, we had to have blue screens that were very big to cover these windows. And if someone looks at these windows, they're like, well, there's not that many windows. But when you look at the nose of the plane, it's the Millennium Falcon. You see everything. And then added to the fact that we had to light that, it was a very big setup to light such a small confined space, and we had to pretty much light everything from the outside in. Thank God we were able to get an Epic camera, which the way we had it configured, anything bigger wouldn't fit in the plane. And there was absolutely no room for an AC, so we had to run cables out the bottom of the plane to a monitor so that first AC was pulling focus outside of the plane, where Scott was also wired in and watching the film and directing outside of the plane.
Balloon latex. We're gonna put this on his cheek and burn it. Act as if it's smoking still.
The tube connects to my face. There's pores built into the layer of skin, and the tube goes under the skin and smoke can come out of the pores.
Poor Gabe's head.
I was constantly bumping my head on pieces of this plane, like just constantly. My head looked like...
Imagine a wiffle ball, but instead of holes, it's covered in lumps.
Gabe was so irritable and so hot and tired.
I hear these loud thuds, just bam! And, apparently it was Gabe's head more often than not.
I thought it was hilarious myself.
It was very frustrating. But in the end, man, it was a great experience. It was a great learning experience. It was a great, like seeing the finished product. I couldn't be prouder of it. being honored to work on something like that.
By the fourth day, when we called wrap, it was everybody. It was like we all finished this thing together.
This is like kind of Hollywood stuff. You know, this isn't supposed to be done by some guys from Texas and Arkansas, you know, but we did it, and you know, it's great to be a part of that.
At the end of the day, I think we're making something that's gonna tell the story of America and tell the story of our legacy, and hopefully help keep that fresh in our minds. So that's the payoff. That's one of the big payoffs for me.
And thank you all for coming today. Let's make a movie.